I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. This is a very unexpected video because I didn't think I'd be working on the Fiesta ST so soon, but over the past couple of days the ST has started misfiring. It's not a major one, but the symptom is it misfires between 1000 and 2000 revs. So when you're low down in the gears, it sort of judders as if you're in the wrong gear, but it's a small misfire. Along with that small misfire, I also had an engine management light pop up. So the first port of call is to get the old code reader out. This is just a really cheap one, but it will tell me what I want. There we go, Bosch, cylinder 2 misfire detected. I don't know why, but at least it gives you a fault code. There you go, generic PO302. Right, let's have a little look. There's quite a few things that could be causing a car to misfire, but the main three is going to be your spark plug, coil pack, or an injector. So to whittle these down, I've changed all 4 spark plugs because I've done a track day and it's well over 10k, so I thought I'd treat the car to a set of plugs. It's a cheap fix if that's what's causing the misfire, but unfortunately in this case, changing all 4 plugs didn't fix the issue. So once I fitted all 4 plugs to the car, I knew that was completely out of the equation. They did need changing, so I'm glad I bought them. But what I'd done is, cylinder 2 was misfiring, so I swapped the coils from cylinder 2 to cylinder 1 and vice versa. Now if it was the coil that was at fault, it would swap cylinder and it would now be on cylinder 1. However, I'd done that and there's no difference, it was still saying the fault was on cylinder 2. At this point I could now happily rule out a coil pack, and also bearing in mind when they do go, they normally just completely give up the ghost and yeah, they just fail completely, so it'd be running purely on 3 cylinders. Now that leaves only one thing, and that is the injector's failed or the seal is leaking. And I have also been smelling a slight waft of fuel in the cab, and when I've opened the bonnet, this indicated to me right away that it was going to be the injector. However, you've got to do the steps and make sure everything else is alright before jumping the gun and buying the most expensive part. I purchased one injector, that's the part number there. So this is the injector I'm going to be changing today. Now for anyone that has been watching the channel for quite a while, I did have a problem with the Fiesta ST last year where an injector failed, and I presume it was just pumping fuel into one cylinder constantly, and that then resulted in the turbo being pumped full of fuel. At that time the car was still under warranty with Fords, so luckily I just give it to them to fix, and they replaced one injector and one turbo. So yeah, I was very lucky there, and this time the injector hasn't gone fully because I can still drive it. Over 2000 revs it seems to be alright, but it's just at low rev range that it's playing up. And also this time it's not in warranty, so I'm going to have to fix and pay for it myself. Right, that's all the diagnostics out of the way with. Let's change this injector. I've got a trusty Dr. Pepper here to get me through. First things first, we need to get this extra cover off of the top of the rocker cover. So we've got all the coils in the way, a couple more multi-clips and a load of these bolts. So yeah, let's get to it and whack this off. That's all that extra cover now removed. Now we can see the fuel rail and each injector. This is the one I want to be changing, number 2. So I'm just going to keep cracking on with this. That was fairly easy to remove. You just got various 8mm dotted about the place. You got 2 like 6mm for the pump, and then yeah, just one over here and a really awkward one that sits just above the intake. Now with the fuel rail removed, we can see our problem. So the injector number 2 actually came out on its own, as you would have just seen. All the other injectors are just sitting in there nicely. Bit of excess fuel, but I'll get that cleaned up. But the interesting thing is, the injector at fault actually came off with the rail, and if you can see here, the seal has failed, and you can see even the bottom bit here has started to get hot and it's actually melted away. And then you can see there where it's blowing at the top. That was what was causing my misfire. Right, there we go guys, that is new v old. So as you can see, this is completely ruined, was getting very, very hot. And this is the new one. I've just actually been looking at these injectors and they do have the dates they were made written on them. This one is the 7th of the 5th 2020, so that was made 2 years ago, and this one is the 3rd of the 6th 2021. So the new injector is nearly a year old, and considering this was changed last year, it makes sense that it was a brand new injector that Ford's fitted. So got no idea why this has prematurely failed, either been done up too tight or too loose, or just the seal's gone. But yeah, that's definitely been blowing up and melting the plastic. Anyway, I'm pretty happy I found the issue now. I'm going to get this all boxed up and then we'll take it for a test drive. I've just had to swap this top little metal bracket over. What happens is the injector sits in there, and then when the fuel rail's pushed down, it pushes down on these bits of metal here. One new injector going in. That's the new injector all fitted in there now. It is worth noting that these 2 prongs either side, I did just lift them up a tiny bit because that'll be forcing the injector down and making that seal. So yeah, I'll get the rail back on and then torque these up to spec. Boom, there we go. The fuel rail is back on, along with the pipe that goes to the pump and all the multi-plugs. So all that's left to do is to get all of that and all of this back on there and give it a road test. The Fiesta's engine is all back together now. Everything's been bolted up, clipped in, and yeah, apart from the engine cover, which I'm going to leave off for a second. So let's go inside and clear the fault codes. Might take a minute. No engine management light, although it weren't coming up for a little while, so I can't really say that. Seems to be running sweet as a nut. Much better already. No misfiring from the exhaust tone. Losing light, so I've done this in the evening after work. But let's go for a little spin and see if this is solved. I'll know straight away as soon as I pull off. Because if you remember, the fault was as soon as I was just pulling off, it felt like I was in the wrong gear. Oh baby. Oh, it feels like a new car. I'm in 3rd gear, doing 20, put my foot down, no hesitation at all. Engine's up to temperature now. I'm in 4th gear, doing 30, and no hesitation at all. I know that's quite a high gear for the low mile per hour, but that's where I had the misfire. She still flies. Yes. There we go guys, I think we're going to call that a success. One leaky injector, all fixed. Let's hope it lasts longer than a year. In all seriousness though, I hope this video does help some people and show them how to replace an injector. And remember, if you did enjoy the video, give it a like, and if you like what you see, subscribe to the channel to see more. Thank you all for watching, and until the next one, I'll see you guys later. Fuck me, she flies. So once I've fitted 4 new plugs to the car, they did look really bad anyway, so it's they did look, no idea why, so I've got, oh my god, what do you want? Right, my car is having a fucking meltdown. Nearly crashed into Dad's van.